Hi, everyone, and welcome to our latest AMA with one of the most exciting projects that our community has been hailing for, which is TeraBlock. TeraBlock is just first of all, let me just contextualize that we do have a previous AMA with the founders, with this team, where they were talking, hardcore tech stuff. They were really explaining how they're using MPC technology and the Partisia blockchain in particular to really build the foundations of TeraBlock. I have with me Shivan and Muhammed, two of the team members of TeraBlock, who will be detailing us from a non-technical perspective, from the user perspective, what TeraBlocks is and why it is so innovative and so much needed in our space. And when I say our space, I mean the wider blockchain ecosystem, not particularly just the Partisia blockchain community. So to kick off, Shivan, Muhammad, would you just like to briefly introduce yourselves and how you kind of got together and what is the origin story of TeraBlock?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you, Tiago and Maria, for having us for this AMA. It is a pleasure to be here. With my background, I am a dual engineer. I've actually degrees in automotive and mechanical. I've worked in off-road racing for almost 5 years before starting my entrepreneur journey back in 2008. I have around 14 years of experience in running startups, scale-ups, and mainly in basic technology. I have launched 4 different startups that exited in one of them in 2016. That's where I had the right resources, time in order to jump into and explore different technologies that are available in the market. I mean, I kind of knew about Bitcoin since the very start, pretty much 2012, 13. But finally started with crypto, with mining Ethereum and Sia Coin back in 2016. That's when I started trading. I mean, I've actually been a trader pretty much all my life, but with mining, I was getting something at the end of the month, started trading, and then realized the gains that I was making in a year, I mean, it came out pretty much in a month. So hence left everything what I was doing in Web2. Jumped completely onto crypto. My first project was a fully automated trading solution based out of Telegram. That was in October 2017. The entire reason it happened is because my friends and family, they actually wanted to be a part of the entire crypto ecosystem, but they did not really have the knowledge of crypto or trading, and hence created a bot for them, and then realized that this is an issue pretty much with everyone, and hence they created a channel which grew to almost 6,000 users within 3 months. And we had a volume of around 45 million in a very short span of time of 3 months, where the entire basic user flow at that time was there was a bot on the Telegram. User come in, they follow an onboarding process, and they attached an API from Binance and Bittrex, and we had set portfolios with different risk profiles where users with one click, we used to buy for them, trade on their behalf on their exchange account 24/7. We run that entire company until 2020. We had a overall volume of around 145 million. And in 2022, we were early adopters of several DeFi protocols, and we realized that DeFi has the potential to completely change the way we perceive finance. But onboarding to DeFi for businesses, users, is kind of complicated. It requires a huge learning curve. And hence, the company was born, TeraBlock, with the main ethos of helping users and businesses onboard from Web 2 to Web 3 effectively and providing all the tools and everything around it. If you talk about the team, Ali and I, we have known each other since 2008. We have launched several businesses together. We have also been advisors to both Web 2 and Web 3 companies over the years. We also run a small fund. We also have Priyank in the team. I've known him since pretty much childhood. We're from the same area, and we actually went even to the same school. Then Suneshwar, who leads technology, we have known him for the past few years. So we are all friends, working together and making DeFi easily accessible to the masses.
Fantastic. Just a quick follow-up question to that. What about the name, specifically the name? How did you come up with the name?
So it was like the story behind the name is Terra, as you have like basically Terra byte, like I would say in the expanse, and then block from blockchain. So combining both as like TeraBlock came up as a very unique name. And it kind of made a lot of sense at that time, where which like the mission that we were on and everything. So hence, like the name originated, let's say, like at the end of like 2020, and I mean that's how we actually progressed with the name.
How about the Partisia blockchain? I mean, how did you discover, first of all, how did you discover the Partisia blockchain? And, you know, not going too deeply about all the specificities, but what was the first thing that caught your attention that said, hey, hold on, what about this chain?
Right. So basically, I'm the one like I'm responsible for a lot of the research that you guys do into different technologies and uh, also in terms of like investing into early like in early stage companies. Um, we were looking for projects and Partisia I think got our eye back in 2021 I think when they were doing like the early like token sale. And I didn't really look a lot deep into the architecture, but what really caught our eye was the MPC aspect of Partisia, the multi-party computation, and how that basically enhances the security and privacy of cross-chain transactions. And that was the single most important piece when once we basically started building the cross DEX and we wanted to launch the DEX on a blockchain. MPC was a very important factor for us that we had kept in mind. And that's how basically we started looking further down into how we can collaborate with Partisia, how we can utilize the MPC and their BYOC bridge. So yeah, that's the early story of how we discovered Partisia.
Moving on to the next question then. How does TeraBlock envision the future of a decentralized finance? And what role does ZK Cross and ZK Cross DEX play in realizing this vision?
Yeah, I can actually take that. We believe that DeFi should be like universally available to masses, and like hence completely removing the barriers to the different like hurdles that the users face while ensuring like privacy and security. Because we believe that like the different complexities of DeFi should be entirely eliminated, so that even a Web2 user with no experience of crypto or Web3, like say even my mom, can take a part in the evolution of finance. And the user experience should be entirely seamless while integrating like TradFi to DeFi. And in the entire, I would say, picture, ZK Cross is like central to our vision, which enables one-click like cross-chain transactions and the transfer of liquidity, where users, they don't have to go through the steep learning curve in order to actually participate in DeFi. We have made the entire onboarding that easier. And in the entire infrastructure in ZK Cross, we have also included like fiat gateway, and we're actually working with Stellar blockchain in order to integrate their like fiat anchors to enable this to the masses. And actually, like when we talk about ZK Cross DEXs, we're actually launching it with like different blockchains, Partisia being the first one. And the vision is to make the entire onboarding process and take that like onboarding process completely abstracted, and like the ZK process is actually making that vision a reality. Where if we like talk about Uniswap, where you have like different chains integrated on one interface, we are developing, deploying, and managing standalone DEXs on multiple blockchains. So hence leveling the playing field of emerging blockchains like Partisia, because like one thing to note over here is around 85% of all the entire TVL is just concentrated between 6 blockchains. And hence for emerging blockchain, it becomes really hard to actually go and like target those users And like Partisia with several unique features, it's kind of we're actually enabling that process for users to onboard with account abstraction, one click like transfer of like liquidity to Partisia, and taking a part in the entire like Web3 with the help of like Partisia itself. So hence enabling seamless cross-chain liquidity transfer, we like envision a more connected and fluid DeFi ecosystem.
That sounds just terribly exciting to me. All right, so the next question would be, specifically, what benefits does the ZK Cross SDK offer the blockchain developers out there? And how does it simplify the process of creating DeFi applications on the Partisia blockchain?
Yeah, so by offering like user onboarding, like one-click cross-chain liquidity transfer, and the entire like financial DeFi infrastructure as a SDK on like Partisia Cross DEX. So in an essence, like what we're doing is like whatever we are building on Partisia, we are actually giving this as an SDK, which will completely streamline the development process of different dApps that will be built on the blockchain in the coming time. And by abstracting the different complex interaction or the learning curve that even devs have to go through. So it enables like different developers to integrate cross-chain capability into their application with just few lines of code. So they don't have to go through the entire like learning curve. And it also kind of like minimizes the coding effort required, and hence accelerating the entire dev cycle where like developers can actually utilize the unique features of Partisia while like concentrating on the core product, like building their core product with unique use cases which will attract users from like the entire ecosystem, rather than dealing with the underlying like different complexities with the like different blockchains. Because like Partisia being a new blockchain, it has to attract different developers, businesses, founders to launch their dApps, and hence they can just come and like pretty much use our SDK for the entire onboarding, account abstraction, and everything around it. Whereas they can just like build the core products that they have.
That is indeed a privilege to all developers out there to be able to tap into this SDK you provided. So many of our community members are eager to understand specifically what security measures TeraBlock has put in place. Could you elaborate on how you intend to protect your users' assets to ensure not only security but privacy, let's say in contrast to what is currently standard out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So like we have like several, I would say, like measures in place. So first of all is your like audits, smart contract audits. So we are actually working with like several known firms, leading firms in the market, so where we like identify, rectify different like vulnerabilities that like exist onto our like smart contracts. And once like that's the most basic front, like the first step that we actually go through. Then by using like Partisia's MPC, we are splitting our basically private keys into like multiple parts, and which enhances the entire security of our infrastructure. And like one thing to mention over here is we are using Partisia's MPC not just for the like ZK Cross DEX on like Partisia blockchain, but in our entire ecosystem. So all the like different like ZK Cross DEXs that we will launch in the coming years on different blockchains, we will use that MPC technology throughout. And like one of the core, I would say, objective or the mission that we have with us is creating like one of its kind, completely decentralized cross-chain swapping and bridging. And Partisia's MPC is playing a major role into that, which also enhances the entire like security element as well. We are also working with like ICP, like using their canisters to like bring our bridge watches completely on chain as well. So with complete decentralization, also complete like non-custodial element also comes in. So hence users who are using our platform retain entire control over their assets. and hence reducing the risk of like centralized breaches, third parties, and everything around it. We are also working on introducing different insurance mechanism, hence implementing insurance protocols to like safeguard against like potential smart contract failures. It has never happened until now, but then this is another measure that we're going and in the right direction, to introduce insurance as well, so the user has an option to insure their entire basic transactions. We're actually working with some like third parties at the moment in order to implement that. Then lastly, the like continuous monitoring in real time of the entire activity like that is taking place in order to prevent and promptly respond to any suspicious activity on chain as well. So we like with us being completely decentralized, we as a company, we're also moving towards the DAO. So the entire infrastructure will be like managed by the community as well. So hence the different like security measures in place is kind of like paving the way for us to be completely decentralized.
And that last part really is a segue to my next question. You mentioned the DAO, and one of the things that our community is constantly asking us is, will you issue your own token? And if so, tell us about it. Excuse me. Now, I understand that there is much yet to be decided, potentially, or not. Maybe you have it all detailed down. All I want to say to our community is that whatever the team says right now is not binding. The token is only binding once it is launched, and this is to also permit the TeraBlock the TeraBlock team to be able to speak freely about their intentions, knowing that this is not a promise for the future. It is just just kicking ideas around. So over to you guys.
Yes, so a token is in the pipeline. We are going to be launching a Cross token. The ticker is going to be Cross for ZK Cross or ZK Cross DEX. And we've recently just kicked off the private sale round for the token, and a public IDO is also scheduled post halving. A date is yet to be decided. We will be disclosing more information around that closer to the launch. And the token basically powers the entire ZK Cross ecosystem, with governance at its core, giving like users the power to vote for during like on the governance protocol. And also gives users discounts for using the Cross DEX. It is also going to be used for the SDK subscription, and also make people eligible or users eligible for partner airdrops. For instance, like partnering with Partisia is also going to be is also like one aspect of it. So it is basically a token that is very that is thought through fully in order to make the most out of it. Liquidity rewards, exclusive access to new product features and upcoming products and services, along with like in relation to invites. And also will also be given out as rewards for using the platform. We do also have an airdrop campaign in the pipeline, which is going to be kicking off soon. Again, no dates are announced or confirmed as yet. We will be making announcements soon. So I encourage your viewers to stay connected, follow us on our social medias, official channels, to keep updated, to stay updated. And existing token TBC token holders will also be getting an airdrop on a 1-to-1 ratio for the Cross token. So yeah, that's the max amount of information I can share at the moment. But yeah, we'll be sharing more information on our social medias in the coming days.
That is absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely sure the community will love hearing these words. But also, going back to ZK Cross DEX, can you elaborate how ZK Cross-DEX, powered by the Partisia Blockchain's MPC technology, addresses current limitations in cross-chain swaps, and how it sets a new standard for privacy security in DeFi transactions?
Yeah, sure. So let me start with the current limitations that are there in cross-chain swaps. So the traditional bridges and swaps that are existing at the moment, they're kind of prone to several security issues, which leads to the loss of the assets. Then if we actually talk about privacy, the lack of transaction privacy exposes users to risk front running as well. Then different complexities where existing solutions often involve several multiple steps, increasing the transaction cost times, and users have to go through the steep learning curve in order to participate as well. So ZK Cross-DEX ecosystem, which is powered by Partisia's MPC technology. So it's for the enhanced security. We are utilizing MPC to distribute transaction processing, which reduces the risk of single point of failure in attacks. And for advanced privacy, we are incorporating ZKP and MPC to ensure transaction details remain private, and at the same time protecting users from front running and other issues that kind of exist in the current system as well. And our offering is completely decentralized and trustless, as I mentioned. We're leveraging the decentralized nature of MPC to enable trustless transactions without relying on centralized third parties. And for ZK Cross-DEX, it is designed to handle huge volumes of transactions, which kind of addresses the issues that are present with the present DeFi solutions. So if you talk about setting new standards in DeFi, we as a company, we always put privacy and security at the forefront of whatever we do. It's pretty much since the start we entered into DeFi. So ZK Cross-DEX aims to build on that trust and foster a wider adoption of DeFi in the coming years. And we are also in a partnership with ICP, as I mentioned, in order to decentralize our cross-chain bridge watches. So this innovative use of MPC, ZKP, and ICP kind of represents a unique approach to DeFi, where we are taking the best use cases from each blockchain and hence setting a benchmark for the future devs as well. So with the help of these, we empower users to have entire control over their different transactions, while at the same time ensuring transparency, security, privacy. So in essence, with ZK Cross-DEX, the innovative use of Partisia's MPC technology, we kind of address the inherent limitations of existing cross-chain solutions, where we are offering a secure, private, user-friendly platform that paves the way for the next generation of DeFi transactions to happen on the in the ecosystem as well.
So what does 2024 look like? What does TeraBlock roadmap look like? And what do you, let's say that we get back together, hopefully before, but just for the sake of argument, we get together 1 year from now. What do you would consider a success?
I mean, there's literally loads happening, to be honest. With at the moment where things are, we are developing at the moment in order to actually get ready to launch ZK Cross-DEX on Partisia is the first thing. Then with having around the corner with ETFs being approved, so we expect the next wave of users to onboard pretty much this year. So hence enabling and working with leading blockchains in order to make our solution more robust, secure as well. So hence ICP is in picture with integration of our bridge watches with them. Stellar anchors are in picture for integration of global fiat onboard sorry. And we also aim to launch ZK Cross DEX on at least 10 blockchains by the end of the year. We are in talks with more than 20 blockchains at the moment, where we are solving a genuine problem of like cross-chain liquidity movement, which every emerging blockchain faces at the moment, because the entire kind of ecosystem is a bit partial towards like 6 blockchains with the right use cases, the OGs in the market, where all the emerging blockchains, we are aiming for users to onboard Partisia as their first DeFi blockchain straight away from Web 2. And all these like different ZK Cross DEXs will enable the adoption of users in the next wave that we expect this year as well. And with like unified SDK launch due as well, where like developers, they don't have to like worry about like creating the entire flow for the user adoption, cross-chain liquidity moment, and everything around it. Because we believe that the abstraction of technology should happen in a way so that users, developers alike, they can go straight to the right use cases without worrying about which blockchain, how to move like liquidity and everything around it. Next is we are launching our token sale, as like Ali just mentioned, launching our DAO infrastructure by the end of the year as well. So there's like loads happening. I mean, these are the things that I can disclose, but there is loads in the pipeline which I'm not able to actually disclose like currently. But we're completely excited about like how like things are actually progressing and how we should like kind of enhance the entire DeFi ecosystem with like cross-chain liquidity moment as well.
All right, we're almost at the end of this AMA. I have one final question that yeah, I hope it resonates really far and deep within our community and potentially other communities as well. How can our community get involved with TeraBlocks? How can we contribute? How can we follow you? What does your stream community look like? So please go ahead and let us know how we can get involved.
Again, it's basically we would love your community to stay informed with what we're doing, developments within the TeraBlock ecosystem. Do follow us on our social media. Twitter and Telegram are the 2 platforms which are actively kept updated. We do share all our updates in our newsletters as well. So please feel free to sign up for our newsletter. We send out monthly updates. Engage with us. Share your suggestions. Talk about features. Let us know what you'd like to see in the in terms of features in the Cross DEX. And spread the word generally, like just talk about us to your friends and people in your circle are looking for simplified solutions. And our ethos again is promoting decentralization, and our whole products are based around decentralization. We are totally non-custodial, so keeping the spirit of blockchain and Web3 alive. We want users to engage with us and keep an eye out for the airdrop campaign that is going to be announced soon. So yeah, social media, just follow us on our social media channels and keep talking to us. We'd love that.
One thing to add over here as well. So like since we like started the journey, community has been the core of like whatever we do. So if there are any, like as Ali mentioned, if there's any kind of suggestion, ideas, we would love to engage. I mean, over the last year or so, we've been a bit quiet because there has been a lot of development under the shed, but now things are obviously getting out. We are already live on Hive. We will be live on like Partisia very shortly with basically one of our like products. And yeah, it's really exciting to be the part of the ecosystem, and we look forward to the complete decentralization.
Thank you very much, and I believe from our side we are also very happy to have you as one of our first dApps, because the solutions that you are bringing to market are long due. But unfortunately, there wasn't a chain that was able to offer the privacy primitives robust and compliant enough to be able to launch a mature project as you guys are doing. So hats off to you, TeraBlock, and we look forward to witnessing your launch. Again, I invite our community and whoever else is listening to us to go out and join TeraBlock community. I for sure will. And I'd like to invite you guys to come back when you are near to launch, or whenever you feel that there's anything significant that you'd like to share with our community. Please do reach out, and I'll be happy to do a follow-up AMA. And I don't know, final words. I'm really excited. Definitely 2024 is going to be an extremely exciting year for everyone, and for new and upcoming projects double so. Because obviously the Bitcoin halving historically has a very positive effect. And I'm not talking about financial gain. I'm talking about success of the story. Users actually using apps and creating transactions and witnessing firsthand. As you mentioned, there's a potentially new wave of Web3 and DeFi practitioners who will be able to witness firsthand the power of decentralization and taking finance into their own hands. So TeraBlock teams, thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tiago. Thanks for having us.